Hello everyone, Bill Molyneux here for Bill's Wargame World with Goober the Traveling Bear for another review, or unboxing Horns of the Buffalo, 12 scenarios of the Anglo Zulu War of 1879. This is not the Kickstarter version, this is my new Blue Panther version. I am just a person trying to produce games and help museums. Everything I make goes back into museums. So there's hiccups with the Kickstarter. Blue Panther printed this cheaper. I apologize to anyone out there that's frustrated, but that's how life is. And I didn't do anything to irritate anyone. I'm just trying to do the best I can. So, that's the disclaimer. Bill Molyneux Games, Blue Panther Printing, Horns of the Buffalo. The back of the box we have again Dennis Bishop, and reformatted a bit on the box. All right. Well, let's get see what the difference is, and there is some big differences too. All right, our counters are still large, not quite as large as they were in the Kickstarter. I think they're 5/8 instead of 1 inch. But other than that, they're identical, and they're the thick cardboard wood material. Very happy with them, and the printing looks fantastic. By the way, a note. I had somebody ask why I didn't do different colored shields. And basically, at the level of complexity that I wanted this game to be at, I guess I could make a scenario or have new counters where melee and morale ratings would be different. But we're just going to keep moving on. D10. This uses the same system as my French Indian War games, but with a little bit more complexity. Of course, Dennis Bishop helped with it. Now, one of the neat things you're going to notice is, in this version, the rule book is separate from the scenario book. So, let's take a look at this rule book. We have the front, we have the back as a terrain. Something that I wanted added on was sequence of play. We have our information on our counters, firepower, the Gatling gun. Here's our memorial to the Zulus that passed during the battle. Of course, I have quite a bit of designer notes at the end about how tragic the Zulu War was. Should have never happened. Our sequence of play, and as you can see, these rules are you'll be playing in a few minutes, and it's San Luan itself. Alright, so I'm hoping that these rules, they have more depth and detail than some of my other games. Dennis Bishop helped with it. So we have ranged fire. Now the scenario book I'm incredibly proud of. And by the way, speaking of Dennis Bishop, there he is right there. Many knew him in the wargaming world. He was quite famous as far as a wargame designer. Now let's see how I'm going to open up the book. The scenario book has 12 scenarios. And boy, there we go. And you have your scenario map, your setup map here. B's and Z's. These are crawls, huts. And then our setup information. The Battle of San Luana. And one of the things I stress is, on special rules and victory conditions, you can change whatever you want. It's your game. Rourke's Drift. I tried the Rourke's Drift scenario with a Gatling gun. I tried it with extra Zulus. So I played up to the 4th scenario online. I haven't gone past that. This is the 1 leader gets placed behind the river and 20 Zulus anywhere on the Z's. It works out to be, 10, 10, 5, and 5. This is a cool little scenario. All right, let's keep flipping pages. And as you can see in this, in Toby Drift, Holbein, Kambula, and if you're, Afterworks Drift in this San Luana, Bear Hug Games is one of the few companies that made a few more Zulu games. So to get 12 different battles, I think is just really neat. And I love the way Blue Panther formatted this. So your setup map is right next to your scenario notes. And then we have Gingenbau and William Francisti, who did the Gettysburg book, Then and Now, where he compares pictures of the battlefield. Very famous book. His great uncle, I believe it is, fought at this battle. I haven't seen him in probably 15 years. Prince Imperial. This is Napoleon's great nephew, I guess it is. And he's out here, and the Zulus are trying to kill him. I changed a little bit where the relief parties, rescue parties are coming in looking for him a little early. Of course, you can always change that. Ulundi Ambush. And last but not least, we have Ulundi itself. And that will bring the end of the... lessons of the Zulu War. And then I have this paragraph. I'm not reading all my scenario notes, but I really want to point this out. The worst part of the Anglo Zulu War of 1879 is the loss of life over a war that should have never happened. And the Zulus were defending their homes from the British colonial empire of the Victorian age. As it would be said, the sun never sets on the British flag. And some would say the Union Jack. The Zulu people should never have been attacked by the British, nor did they provoke or start this war. Many of the colonial wars really, you're looking back, it's the way time was, but this was one of those wars that probably could have been worked out with negotiations between King Tiswale and Fuhrer, the Lord Secretary. And H. Rider Haggard, by the way, my author of King Solomon's Mines, and she was there. And then we have our credits. Kim Mintis helped with the volley fire rules. And that's it. It's a Blue Panther game. Now, as far as the maps, they're the same as the other one. Printed on a heavy cardstock. And they're flopping all over. And they're still very large. I really love the large maps. So, I can't have Goober give a game 2 thumbs up for the unboxing, especially since I made Horns of the Buffalo. I do need to really say Steve and everyone at Blue Panther, they have been fantastic to work with. They've been producing my Struggle for New France game for, gosh, I'm going to say 15 years maybe. And really should be, I'm just super happy about Blue Panther. Now, my Brandywine game just got released this week, totally revamped also from the original Kickstarter, along with the 3 bonus games, and also my French Indian War Volume 1 and 2, maybe going back to the Bloody Mohawk and Savage Wilderness titles. They're being reworked. And then we're going to do the War of 1812. All 3 games are actually going to be in one box. Believe it or not, it's not going to be too much more expensive. It's going to have more maps, but you can get all 3 in one box. And, You know, I apologize if someone has volume 1 and 3 and don't have 2, and then they have to buy the whole thing. But that's how we're going to be marketing the War of 1812. All right, so Goober says he all right, Goober says pause up even though it's my game. And he had a great time, by the way, being mailed down to Steve and everyone down there. And it was with the park rangers at Stones River Battlefield. So we're going to close this video out with stay safe, be kind, be courteous, and thank you for supporting my games and my YouTube channel. And thank you for everything. Have a great day.